But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide, save we will fight. We shall not fall, not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide, save we will fight. We shall not fall, not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide, save we will fight. We shall not fall, not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us.
Hello! We are here with, well, last time was session 0. This is our first let's get in and play. So, just a quick little recap before we get into everything. We are using lines and veils as part of our safety tools, and we are also using the traffic light system. So, everyone, when someone's going through something that their character might be a little like traumatic or something might be a little serious going on, if that person just holds up their green item, just to say, hey, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just role playing and I'm fine with everything that's going on. Also, if you as a player want to check in with another player, you can like hold up the green and be like, "Hmm?" And then the other person can hold up green in solidarity. We will all hold up green in solidarity just to signify that, yeah, we're all good here. And we recognize that you're good. And then we also have yellow. So this is when we start to get into territory that is close to some veils, or you're discovering something that you never knew might kind of affect you. So you just hold this up to say, let's redirect, let's kind of, fade this to black. We all hold up yellow to say, yes, we acknowledge it, and we move on. And then we have our red, which is hard stop. This is not all right. I'm not okay. We have no questions asked, and we change this. We check in if that person wants us to, only if they want to. So the person who signifies this is the one who is going to say, "I would like to check in." Otherwise, we just say, "Okay, we're going to finish. We're just this is done, and let's move on to the next thing." Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Victoria, and I the mistress of ceremonies for this game. You can usually find me on Twitter at Mimi Merlot and or producing and DMing the Broadswords. I'm also the social media coordinator for Renegade Game Studios. And why don't we go around the board starting with Gnome?
Hello. My name is Gnome, and I am all over the internet at Nomedic. Super excited to finally jump in and play this game. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm going to be playing Rivka tonight, who is the fox, and whose pronouns are she, her.
Agatha.
Hello, I am Agatha, and I'm the co-host of the podcast Asians Represent, also on the One Shot Network, like the Broadswords, and I'm also a writer of tabletop RPGs, and I am playing Tizo today. My pronouns are she, her, and so are Tizo's.
Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. I use she, they pronouns, and I go by Burst of Hope on Twitter. Things are shifting in my personal space, so just go follow me on Twitter. I'll figure that out soon. And today I play Rumo, who uses they them pronouns.
And
Hey, I'm Amr Amaraz. I use they them pronouns, and I'm everywhere around the internet as Amaraz. I also make games sometimes, and currently hosting a game jam focused around creating new safety tools and games that weave safety tools into their design. Also do some podcast stuff like the Musafir's podcast, which is a Southeast Asian D&D podcast, and Voices at Play, which is a podcast showcasing the work of marginalized creators with an all marginalized cast do. And this stream now. So hi, I'll be playing Hedia, who uses she they pronouns.
Tiffany.
Hello, I am Tiffany. I am a producer, GM, and player for the podcast North by Northquest. I also do a lot of sewing and costume things online at RTS Cosplay. And today I am here as Remy, the spider, who uses she, her pronouns. And I also use she, her pronouns.
Oh, I didn't clarify, so do I. She, her.
There we go.
Okay, so let's get to it. Let's just jump right into this wonderful, wonderful game. So, y'all have been tasked with escorting a supply caravan to Fort Pride. It has been renamed by those who are currently occupying it, which is mostly old members of the Sharn. So, yes, Rivka, this is your clan's old fort. And this fort is what is currently keeping the clan lands safe from the shadow. As we detailed in session 0, this is the fort that is kind of holds a mountain pass that allows you access for supplies to the outside world. So this is a key and strategic fort. You are currently bringing a supply caravan to it. You have heard a lot of rumors lately about how that Fort Pride has suffered under some attacks from the Shadow. The Shadow want to cut off your supply lines. They want this fort. So you have some NPCs with you. You've got a caravan that have 10 members in it. The captain is Captain Lyra. You mostly deal with her and her second in command, Sergeant Dola. So how this game works is it works a lot differently than a lot of other RPGs out there. So we're all going to roll mission moves, and then we will create the narrative based on those rolls. So Corporal Hadia, it is your task to assign those mission moves to each person. You assign them for navigate and strategize, recon and lookout, take point, and watch your backs. Who is what? And you can assign yourself to something as well.
Yep. So I've been looking at these, and I think first off, I'm assigning Rumo to take point. Because I see Rumo as sort of this up and coming person who wants to kind of prove themselves in my eyes, at least. So I'm giving them this opportunity to do so. Next, I'm going to be assigning Remy to planning and navigating and strategizing. Because I think that's where I see more of her strengths. And she is someone that, being from the sort of same clan as I am and being the other highest ranking person, is someone I want in that position because I trust her to do it right. And then finally, the last one I have to assign is recon and lookout, which I will assign to Rivka. Yeah.
Okay, so that means we have Tizo and Hadia. You are both going to be watching their backs.
Correct.
Okay, so watch your backs. You are both going to roll first, so please roll 2d6. Umra, what did you roll?
I rolled a 3 on the dice, which makes it a 5.
Okay. Yep, because watch your backs is you're rolling with training.
Normally, yes, I get to roll plus luck with one of my moves, but
Oh. Well, that's nice.
yes.
What is that move? Why don't you read the move so everyone
Yeah.
knows what it is?
It's Shepherd to all, and it's quite literally, when I watch people's back, I get to roll with plus luck instead of plus training.
Okay. And Tizo, what did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So this means on a miss, which you did get, Hadia, you will be choosing one complication. Tizo, you rolled an 8. You will mark one weary, and you will spend your hold to but you do succeed, just at a cost to yourself. So you mark one weary, and you get to hold to increase one of your comrades' mission rolls by 1, and you can decide who you want to increase by 1 when it happens. Okay, so navigate and strategize.
Yes. Let me roll my little dice here. Plus cunning. So that's a 12.
Oh, that's really great. So we are not significantly delayed, and we execute the stratagem correctly.
Perfect. I did
That-
it.
Yeah, you did. You will have done the thing. So we have recon and lookout.
Okay, I had rolled and I sent the picture in chat because I'm so proud. I rolled a 12.
Oh, yay! We got 2 12s. Okay, so for recon and lookout, on a hit, scouting doesn't attract the attention, and you get intel.
Ooh.
So we'll work all this out after we do all the rolls. And we have take point.
Muted. Okay.
Yeah.
Rolled an 8, and then that's roll with Valor. And I have
Yes.
nothing in that, so 8.
So 8. So okay, that's a hit. So you achieve the objective, but just barely. So you will choose one complication and mark weary or jaded. Yes. So we do have a complication from Corporal Hadia, What
Mhm.
is the complication you chose? Because there's a list.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the mission was particularly hard on me. So I mark 1 weary and 1 jaded.
Okay. So for people who are watching, what weary is the war, it's getting to you. You're losing some momentum inside. I marked it in the book here. So weariness, the more weary you have, the closer you are to the end of your rope and to damaging relationships with the people around you. So, while jaded is a long term measure of the effects of war and the accumulation of trauma and burnout, weary is a measure of your short term ability to keep yourself together without losing your temper or shutting down. So, every player has a track, a weariness, and a jaded track on their character sheets. They fill those in each time they get those. And then once they fill those tracks, something will happen based on those tracks. So you're taking 1 weariness and 1 jaded.
Mhm.
And Rumo, what is your complication?
As I take point, I think I will take the complication of something followed us home.
Ooh, yes.
Oh no.
Oh.
I was too busy looking forward and not behind.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna quickly read out the complications just so people know. Blank didn't make it back alive. Now this you can only choose for NPCs unless you're choosing this for yourself. Blank and I were both hurt during the mission. Each of you take 1 harm. Blank got separated from us and is now lost. Blank was captured by the enemy. Blank was wounded during the fighting, mark 2 harm. Something followed us home. We lost a pivotal asset or territory. We all mark 1 jaded. We screwed up big time. We all mark 1 weary. I panicked at a crucial moment and everyone saw it. Mark 2 weary. This mission was particularly hard on me. I mark 1 weary and 1 jaded. The shadow took hold of me for a time. I mark jaded, and the mistress of ceremonies will tell me what I did. I betrayed or abandoned someone to accomplish a goal. I mark 1 jaded and everyone else 1 weary. I suffered a deeply personal loss. I must surrender to weariness after the mission. So these can get pretty. Okay. So that is the mission. So you are escorting this caravan. So you've achieved it. You've escorted it to Fort Pride, but something has followed you home. Something has made Hadia very weary of this war. And so let's role play this out. What is happening here? I'm going to set the scene. You have been on the road for 6 days, guiding this caravan, watching heavily for any sign of the shadow. Rumo, you were sent out to do some reconnaissance ahead of you to ensure that the path you're taking is clear and safe for the wagons and animals. What were you doing? What's that like?
Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. Rumo enjoys being around the animals and being able to set forth ahead of the pack is a moment where I can keep a quiet mind, and I'm tending to all of the ropes of the harnesses on the animals and keeping an eye ahead and scouting for any remnants or hints of shadow, but I don't know what I'm looking for.
No, you don't. because this is reality warping stuff.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
It's quiet.
It's quiet, but there's birds. You hear animals. Generally, when you can hear animals, things are good. They're not apprehensive about something that's around. It's when the forest gets quiet that you want to start paying special attention. So you're fine. So we have who is navigating and strategizing? That was Remy. So Remy, what were you doing to navigate? What was your strategy here?
I think Remy has a map that we've all been working on, almost like tracking where things are going on. And she's kind of looking at all of that and trying to maybe predict if there's areas we should avoid because it might be the next place they would come to just as they're going through. And I think she also would be chatting with some of the members of the supply chain, like caravan, who I believe would probably have done a few of these. So they would have kind of more information about how it normally goes and just relaying that kind of information to Hadia and making sure that what she's tracking and kind of coming up with and the best way she thinks they should go through gets passed along.
Okay. And Rivka, you
Yes.
doing some, you were taking point. Yes?
No.
No?
I
who
was
was taking point?
Not taking point.
Oh, Rumo is taking point. Oh, geez.
I was doing recon and lookout.
Yes, you were. So how was that? What were you doing?
Well, I would assume it is going very well. I probably, if Rumo was kind of up front, probably went a very long way because we're in the mountains, correct? So I'd be very familiar with these areas. And I have my very trusty sword, which is tucked away in my walking stick, and it would glow. It would hum at me if the shadow was too close. So it's good little detection. Make sure everything is fine. So I'd probably kind of sneak around, being very quiet, and maybe have seen something ahead, got to a high enough perch where there's a little bit of a clearing, and maybe there's something that I saw out that way and would have to come and report back to the others, maybe to help either avoid danger or to see if maybe like the shadow was there or something.
Okay. So as the caravan is moving, Rivka, you're up ahead. You're doing your recon. Things look right.
I'm so sorry. I will be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
Perfect timing. Sorry.
Yep.
Continue up.
Well, your things are great for you. So everyone else, you are approached by a young woman. She looks to be late teens. She is filthy. She is in ragged clothes. She does not look like she is in a good state. She is gaunt. She is very kind of gray. And she kind of approaches from the bushes on this road that you're on. And she looks a mixture of terror, but also hope on her face when she sees you. You're taking point, Rumo. What do you do?
I'm immediately going to jump in front and stand imposingly in front of this person, and I Why? Why are you here? Don't come any closer.
I don't have anywhere else to go. It's the village. It's gone, and it was destroyed. And they took them, and they took all of them, and I don't know what to do. Help me, please.
What village? And I'm side-eyeing Hadia.
Norfta.
What-
Norfta. It's gone. And you would know Norfta was taken. At least Hadia would know. Anyone else who's been kind of keeping up on the roster and the list of your losses and wins. Norfta was taken. It was taken about a month ago.
So Hadia would look towards Rumo and just give a nod of acknowledgement. Because Hadia right now is mostly standing back, watching how it transpires and ready to act, but not acting directly. But like, will nod acknowledgement that this tracks.
Sure. And with that acknowledgement, what's your name? Survivor of Norfta.
Phelan. I'm Phelan. Please, I have my little brother, and
How have you
Didn't.
survived this long?
well, we were out in the fields looking after the sheep. We weren't in the village because we've been sleeping out in the fields because there's been a lot of movement, and we wanted to make sure they're okay. And please, if you could help us, he's only 6.
Should we take them to the fort?
I think Hadia will think for a minute and turn to Tiso
Oof.
and Remy and go, what do you two think?
Sorry, I kind of can't
Yeah.
hear.
Turn to Remy and Tiso and says, what do you two think of this?
Well, so I'm watching people's back, which means I'm at the back, and I have been sulking all this time because I recommended myself. Obviously, I am very smart and I understand how to strategize and what to do about it. And now you're gonna come and ask for my opinion. So I'm gonna turn sullenly to Remy instead. Well, you wanted her opinion to start with.
Oh, okay. So I think, I don't know. How does everyone else feel about that? Do you think perhaps Tizo's acting in a toxic manner? Showing toxic behavior?
Definitely not prioritizing the team above all valiantly.
Yeah.
I think Remy probably takes it more as just her being younger,
Okay.
but she kind of raises an eyebrow at her, like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I think Tizo, you need to roll with valor to resist the shadow's influence.
Yeah. Valor -1. I'm excited about this.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that session 0? Giving him to my
Oh.
shadow.
Oh, I rolled an 11 though, so that's
Okay.
10.
Oh,
Yeah. So 10 plus, you resist and clearly know what the shadow wanted from you. The shadow wanted you to cause dissent. The shadow wanted you to start this kind of underlining argument and power structure through the group.
Okay, so should I like amend for it in some way, like to kind of have a narrative part of this role, or
Yeah, so how do you
Okay.
resist it and how do you recognize that behavior and change it?
okay? I think when Remy has this look like, "What are you doing?" I kind of like catch myself, and then I think I flush, and I'm like, but I think it's suspicious, and I just kind of avoid eye contact.
All right. Well, Fela, I'm not sure we can turn our back on someone in needing help. But I do agree with Tizo. It is a little suspicious that you appear so suddenly.
Hiding in the bushes.
Uh, we've been walking because we don't want to get caught, and we don't have anywhere to go.
As long as you can move, you have everywhere to go.
How far is your brother from here?
Oh, he's just hiding maybe 5 minutes away. We could hear the animals, and I came to investigate.
Go bring your brother. I will stay behind. The caravan must move on. I will catch up as soon as they've come with me.
Hadia, I don't think you should stay with them alone.
No.
Rumo, would you stay with Hadia and oversee this situation? I can help keep the caravan moving.
Tiso, can you take Rumo's position at point until then? Remy can keep navigating.
Of course, I can.
And if you're okay with it, I think Hadia will reach out but look questioningly before putting a hand on your shoulder to make sure you're okay with it. And then they will say, I'm counting on you to keep things moving forward.
Wait, is that on me? Or
Senpai
Oh.
noticed you.
Of course. And I stride forward.
You've got this, Tiso.
Okay, so everyone moves ahead. Rivka is still up ahead and not within the caravan, which is why her sword wasn't humming at her. And we have Rumo and Hadia left. The girl runs off into the brambles, and about 10 minutes later, because 5 minutes there and 5 minutes back, you hear some rustling in the woods again, and her little brother emerge. This is Lorne. Lorne, they're gonna help us.
Does Lauren also look gray and
Oh yeah, like these
Okay.
two have
Struggle.
not been eating well.
Yeah.
They've been eating whatever they could get their hands on.
what happened to the sheep? Oh,
Oh,
we lost your
sound
mic.
out.
Oh no.
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. I think Hadia will smile at
No, come back.
oh,
It was so loud and clear and then gone. I'm cautious. Oh, there you are.
All right, sorry about that. Mike was being dumb. So technical troubles aside, Hedia will smile at the young kid and like lean down comfortingly, but as she does that, she will give Rumo kind of a signal to keep an eye out and be ready to react in case anything happens. Just like a subtle little signal with her hands, and then she will reach reach a little like down into her pocket and pull, I think, a travel snack, like something she was having in case she needed to munch on the road, and mostly just as a kind of nervous tick / like fidget, and hands it over to the kid.
Okay. And the girl, she takes it with, like excitement. And the young boy just looks very quiet. And light has gone out in this young boy's eyes. And he just seems to be eating it just out of, I'm blanking on the word, but just that he seems to be very just,
A little apathetic.
yeah. He's just going through the motions of eating.
Phala. Your brother Lorne, how long have they looked so broken?
Since the shadow came.
What does it tell you?
No, don't. He's fine. He'll be fine. He just needs a good place, and he just needs a steady home, and he just needs people. That's all. No. And she stands in front of him.
I'm waiting for Hadia's command.
Yeah, and Hadia, this is your moment of weary and jaded.
I think Hadia will bring her spear a little closer to them and see if the black crystal glows or reacts in any way to the presence of the boy.
It does.
Rumo? Take her back to the fort.
Yes, of course. And I grab her by the elbow, gently but forcefully.
No, you can't do this.
There's we can't undo it.
Lord, I love you.
It's not Lorne. You have to say goodbye.
And you have to drag her away.
Yeah.
And we will fade to black what happens with Lorne.
I will say briefly before the fade, we see Hadia start to like etch into the dirt some like symbols, almost like ritualistically, like as a sort of funeral marking.
Okay. But otherwise, you end up at Fort Pride. What was the other complication we chose again?
Someone is following us.
Right. Someone is following you.
Well, it said something. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I know exactly what it is. You know. Okay. So now you have brought the caravan to Fort Pride. You arrive at Fort Pride and it isn't what you expected. Fort Pride is the pride of the Watch. Fort Pride is your big bastion. But when you arrive, you find crowded streets. You find people huddled in corners. The soldiers just look tired. When you arrive, the supply caravan, they go off, they do their thing. Your job is done. You are ordered to see Captain Maline at the fort. So you go there right away, or are you gonna go do something else first? Corporal Hadia, that's your decision. Oh, you cut out again. Oh, noes. Okay,
A
so
lot of plugging it in, plug,
You good?
unplug. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. So Hedia looks at the group and goes, if you need to clean yourselves up briefly, do that and meet back here in 5 minutes. And she's just gonna stand there, close her eyes almost meditatively and wait.
Remy will stay with Hadia because she
Okay.
doesn't like any of us being separate, new place for very long.
Rivka,
I mean, I will stay here. I'm as clean as I'll ever be. So
Tizo,
I go to like the close, I don't know, wherever I saw that there was like some kind of well.
there's a well. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a well in the courtyard.
Yeah. I go there and I draw some water. I don't know if anyone else is coming. If so, then I'll share the water. But otherwise, I'm just like scrubbing my face.
Rumo?
I would follow Tizo a ways back just to keep an eye on her, but mostly casually trying to offer some refreshed words of encouragement to the soldiers that are tired.
Okay.
If I see you like following a little bit, I'll like wait for you and then be like, water?
Yes. Why not? Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah.
So much vigor and vim. Okay, so you clean up, you go back nicely with your scrubbed faces, and you go to the captain's office. The captain's office is a mid to small size stone room. There is a worn carpet that is on the ground. What colors it used to be, no idea, because years and years of dirt have been just trudged and rubbed into this thing. Otherwise, it's pretty bare bones. There is a simple wood desk in the center of the room. Behind it sits a person who has shaved, undercut on the side, not a mohawk. It comes down a bit longer. They look to be late 30s, early 40s. You can tell that time has not been kind to this person, at least the last few months, because they have some deep frown lines. Their brows seem to be in a constant furrow, and there are reports just stacked on this person's desk. They look at you when you come in. Corporal Hadia.
Hadia smiles, and I think whatever like the equivalent of not a full formal salute, but just like an acknowledgement of deference.
Report.
The supply caravan was escorted back almost without incident. Everyone is unharmed and accounted for.
I heard you came with a +1.
Yes, a survivor from a recent lost village. The only one as far as we're aware.
Well, at least we got one. She's old enough to train with a sword. We'll conscript her. Okay, so you will have, if you're now reporting to me, so you will have 2 days rest, and then we're gonna have to get you going on the next mission. As you can see here, things aren't going well. We have repelled attacks from the shadow multiple times in the last week. Let's just say sleep hasn't quite been very restful. So take what rest you can. Come back here 2 days on the morrow, and you'll get your new assignment. Understood? You can talk to Sergeant North, and they'll get you some lodgings. It's just barracks here, I'm afraid. Nothing fancy.
Captain, if I may, and I'd like to reach into my clothes and pull out a little handkerchief and set it down. You got a little, like schmutz, little ink over here. Might.
Oh, thank you. She grabs the handkerchief, kind of looks at it for a moment, then gives a little shrug, licks it, and then kind of tries to rub at it. It smears a bit, but she's doing her best. And then she hands the handkerchief back. Yeah, well, when I signed up for this job, I didn't really think I'd be doing this much paperwork.
No, what has you behind the desk? Why are you not out there? You seem more capable than that child who you want to give arms so quickly to.
Yeah, well, that child doesn't know stratagem.
That child knows loss. Child knows how to survive. Does not need to know how to strategize.
I'll take that under consideration, initiate.
Thank you for your consideration. I'll
Dismissed.
step back.
And you are dismissed. When you leave the room, Sergeant North is waiting for you. She is short and stocky, and she's got a great big smile on her face. Probably one of the only people who just seems to be happy to be there. Welcome to Fort Pride, the pride of the watch, Here, I've been tasked with showing you your bunks this way. And she leads you along some ramparts. You go up some stairs, you walk through some ramparts, you go through a tower and up another flight of stairs in which you are brought to some tower barracks. It is a big circular room, and no, it's not circular. It's a big square room, and it is, it's got about 10 bunk beds in it. There are a few other soldiers in there. There's some that are napping. Someone's reading, someone's whittling, and there are some empty bunks. All right, well, this is it. Mess is in, 1 hour or so. See you then.
Thank you, Sergeant.
You're welcome. And thanks for bringing that girl back.
Leave no person left behind.
Yeah. And she gives you a nod and walks out.
Remy will pick a bunk and kind of settle in for a few minutes.
least the sergeant seems a worse for wear on the outside, right?
She was quite peppy, considering the situation.
We all deal with it different ways. Peppy is a good way.
Certainly.
I'd sit next to Remy, pop another bunk right there, drop the bundle.
Hadja, how does your weariness and your jaded manifest? What is that? How are you behaving right now?
Looks at this situation that's in front of us, and then nods to herself and turns back to her little group and says, "Well, make yourself at home. I'll choose a bunk that's left behind. If you need me, I'll be outdoors somewhere, wherever there's a tree." And she nods to herself one more time, then walks out of the barracks looking for a tree to rest by, taking only her spear and a little pouch.
Okay, we're going to hold that scene. Tizo,
Yes.
how are you feeling after that mission?
I think I'm not sure. I think I have like mixed feelings. Like it's almost like I feel like Hadia was like oh, you really wanted this role. Why don't I just like give you another one to kind of like stand in for what you wanted? So I feel a little patronized. But I'm also like, but I also felt like I did a good job. So I'm like, but I also did well. So I'm not sure how I'm feeling. I think these are the thoughts.
Okay, so Tizo is sitting there in their head, like unpacking their stuff or whatever, and just in your head, like kind of stewing, but proud of yourself at the same time.
Yeah, I choose a top bunk. I think I choose right above Rivka.
Okay.
Because she's old, so she can't climb.
I mean, you did not even give me the choice. Why would you assume such a thing? I could get up there just fine. I choose to be down here.
Yes, I know you choose, so I choose up here. I got you, Rivka.
So thoughtful. Such a thoughtful child. Considerate is what they must have called you back at home, yes? Very considerate.
Maybe? The answer is no. No one ever called me that.
Yeah, I somehow get the no. They didn't. Rivka, how do you feel after this mission? I mean, you weren't there.
No,
when
it's not.
It happened, but you would have heard. Well, would you have? Would anyone have told you?
Well, that is a good question.
Does anyone tell Rivka? Did anyone tell Rivka what happened?
It depends.
I mean, there was suddenly a girl there.
Right, we have a girl, and I think my question would be, would Rivka notice, with her age and wisdom, the demeanor of her companions kind of down a bit? Something happened. So maybe I don't know, but that would be a good time to ask.
I don't think Remy would say anything unless Rivka like noticed the girl. She would probably be very focused on just getting to the fort.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she would say unless asked.
Okay.
A question for Rivka. Have we historically been made aware of your weapon's ability to detect shadow?
I would say it is old woman's secret.
Okay.
you know, still it's a walking stick, you know. Good for back pocket strategy.
Good to know. Okay, then Rumo would not have told you why Phala is with us, but you would have absolutely noticed how upset Phala was when I dragged her back.
Mhm. Yes, okay. So I think perhaps, well, we are mostly here. Hadia is off collecting themselves. I'm like taking my boots off and it's like just taking everything off. And, you know, it's hot and I don't want to kvetch, but friends, I seem to notice something is. Why did you make the little girl cry? She had tears. She looked like she wasn't hurt, maybe hungry, but what happened? What is with this?
She wasn't lying. She had a little brother. We did not help the little brother the way that she wanted.
So you are saying
They didn't fully survive the shadow taking over Norfda. Lorne was taken by the shadow.
I see. That is terrible for a child to experience. And we did nothing to try to sever the shadow. We just ended the life.
There is no cure to the shadow.
There is no cure, but there is a momentary opportunity to sever the shadow. Well, just a moment.
I do not have your wisdom and do not trust myself to find said moment, Rivka.
I will step out of the bed and you can kind of hear like my bones kind of cracking as I get up a bit, and I'll reach out and put a hand on you. Next time we could perhaps fill me in. I might be able to at least have given this child a better goodbye.
Yeah, peace is great.
Any bit of peace now is better than no peace. So for next time, this will not be the only time we must make these decisions. So.
I think Remy sees this happening. She kind of stands up and comes over to Rumo and just puts a hand on her shoulder in a very much, I understand it's hard. We move on. Like we make these choices and we keep moving kind of way. She doesn't really say anything, but just acknowledges.
Normally I'm the one doing the shoulder touching, and there seems to be a lot of shoulder touching. I appreciate it.
It's a hard situation, and while Rivka is right, we should see if we can do more in the future. You made a hard call in the moment. Good. It's hard to say good job, but I trust your decisions, and I know Hadia also trusted your decision.
Okay, Raimi.
Yes.
I think you're trying to provoke.
Oh.
Now, provoke isn't necessarily a bad thing. You could be provoking a emotional response. You could be provoking someone to see something in a different light. So provoke isn't always a negative thing. It's you're trying to elicit a response. You're trying to get them to do something.
Cool.
So you are going to roll with luck.
That is a 9.
Okay, that is a hit. Now, for the PC, so that's you, Rumo, they... Let me read this. If they give you the reaction you want. Otherwise, they take 1 weary instead. 79, they mark XP if they... Okay. So let's... Okay, so it's a... You said 9?
Yes.
Okay, so... Rumo, were you trying... Did you come along to Raimi's point of view? This is up to you. A role doesn't decide this. This is your character. You decide it.
Yes.
You do.
Yes, I do
Slowly.
see.
And you go through it. Okay. So that means you, Rumo, mark 1 XP.
Oh my.
You get 1 experience. Raimi, you don't get anything. But you
That's
did
fine.
what you were doing. Now, Rumo, are you opening up to Raimi? You don't have to.
I'm gonna sit on it for a little
Okay.
bit. I'm definitely thinking about it, but I'm not ready.
Okay. So that's not happening yet. You're building the relationship.
Yeah.
You can't just trust someone and open up to someone right away. That's fine. That's how relationships work.
Remy
Okay.
reacts too quickly. I don't trust that.
Okay. Tizo, how are you reacting to this scene that's been unfolding below you?
I think it's fine. Like I think I was just like watching it, and then I'm like, okay, and then I like leave.
You leave? Okay, so
because like so many people are already there, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, oh, okay. Like maybe I might have wanted to do something, but clearly I'm not needed anymore. So I dip.
Okay, so you leave the barracks. Hadia, you have left. You have looked for some place with a tree. There, when you leave the tower, you are on the ramparts, and you can notice down below there is a small courtyard. It looks like it was probably an old garden when this fort wasn't really being used for military reasons. There was relative peace. And so it looks like someone built what would have been a very well landscaped garden. It's been run wild, and there are storage containers and old carts now in it, but there are some trees. And you feel like you would be able to find access to it if you go a little to the east once you go down the stairs from the rampart.
We'll head over there, and she will choose the nearest one. She doesn't need to go far. She just wants something outdoors where she can rest against it and lean her back, and it's not just like a stone wall.
Mm-hmm.
She picks the nearest one that looks comfortable enough.
It's an
And
old oak.
ooh, perfect. And she's going to slowly start unpacking some stuff from her pouch. 2 little bowls, some sachets of powder, a mortar and pestle, and I think she's acquired a cup of hot water somewhere along the way.
Yeah,
She-
there are in some of the main courtyards, there are like little stations because it's chilly up here. in the mountains, and so there are stations with tea about for soldiers to be able to grab.
Perfect. So she has acquired a specific like dark black tea with no sugar, um, and sets it down, and then immediately, uh, like takes one of the little sacks with a brownish root that she crunches down using the mortar and pestle and pours into the tea. Uh, and then she takes off her like leather armor with the intricate designs, and underneath, like now that more of her body is exposed, we can see like henna style tattoos along her arms and legs. And after a little bit, she takes a stick from the bag and spins it around in the mixture and starts adding to her tattoo. And what she has marked on with the henna is, I think it's the names of all the villages that have fallen in a language that we don't speak anymore, but we have the writing for of the names of the villages. And
Okay.
she's adding the new village that the woman was from, that Phala was from, to this long list. So Northda in this like long lost language is getting added as like one kind of swirling script.
Tizo, you at this point, Hadia is adding to the tattoo. You leave the barracks. You're on the
Mhm.
ramparts because that's where the door exits onto. And you can see Hadia clearly in
Mhm.
this garden below you.
Oh, I see. I see what you want me to do.
I'm just saying, I'm just giving it to you as an option. You can see.
Okay. I would like to continue seeing to looking to see if I can also see Phala anywhere.
Oh, um, not from the rampart where you are, because this portion of rampart, you're kind of like in between. It's like a rampart's between two big towers. And you have on one side, there is like the inner courtyard, which is, there's your tea stations and there's people milling about. And then there's an old outer courtyard on the other side, and that is the old garden.
Okay.
If you were to move through or go down some stairs or move around, perhaps you'd, but not from where you're currently located.
Okay. I see, so I think I see Hadia, and I'm like, hmm. And then I turn around and look for Phala, because I think that definitely looks like someone who doesn't want to be bothered by other people. So I
Mhm.
walk away.
Yeah. So you see Haja, you let them have their moment, and you turn around, you look down into the inner courtyard, and you can see there is a door open down below, and you can kind of see in it, and from the type of people that are moving back and forth, it looks like it might be like an infirmary, and Phala was in pretty bad shape.
Hmm.
It would be safe to assume she might be there.
That's where I go.
Okay. You do go in, and this infirmary, you're first hit by a stench. And it is rather overpowering. It's a stench of wounds, of blood, vomit, and human waste and death. It's not a great place. There are people on, and they've run out of cots, and there are people on pallets on the ground. There is a constant kind of hum of moaning. There are people crying, small whimpers, and there's the bustle of medics doing what they can. In off to your left, kind of in the center, is Phala. She is seated on the side of a cot. As the cots are given, they've been triaged. People who have the more likelihood of surviving, they get the cots. People who are just biding their time till the end, unfortunately, they get the pallets. She has a cot and she is clean. Looks like she's been bathed and given clean clothes. That's just a basic tunic, some leggings, and she has some furs wrapped around her feet as shoes. And she is eating a very thin soup, but it's probably because she hasn't been eating much time and her stomach wouldn't be able to handle it. But she's there.
Okay. I walk I pick my way through just this space, trying my best not to step on anyone. And then I like approach her from like a diagonal angle, so like she can definitely see me coming. So I don't appear suddenly, but I'm also like not going straight, so it's not confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I like hover awkwardly for one moment, and then I like sit down on the bed, like further away from her. Hey.
Hi. And she sets the bowl down on her lap.
You look cleaner.
Yeah, they gave me a bath. Thank you.
Ha- have you cried yet?
No.
You should. It's great for relieving stress.
I don't. It's hard to feel anything. It's all gone. And now I'm told I have to fight. I don't know anything about fighting.
Yeah. Neither did I.
Why can't it go back the way it was? Like, why did this have to happen?
I don't know. Someone told me that this is a punishment from the gods.
Why? What did we do?
I don't know.
Are you trying to provoke
No.
a reaction? No?
I think I'll like sit a little bit closer. And I'll unbuckle my shield, which was on me, and place it between us on the bed. When my brother passed away, someone gave this to me because they said that just because he's dead doesn't mean I should be as well. Why don't you take it? I don't need it. I'm very good at fighting.
She sets her bowl down on the floor next to her cot, and her fingers graze the edge of the shield. She stares down at it. You can see her swallowing multiple times. She looks up at you.
Or I'll lend it to you. Give it back to me later when you're better.
Thank you. And you can see her eyes starting to well up. And her hand reaches out for yours.
I don't move. And I look down, and I'm like, my hand is like pretty sweaty.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if this counts as me. What is the name of the move again?
Open up to someone?
Yeah, I feel like I probably did.
You can definitely roll with valor.
Well, this will be interesting.
You're -1.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I rolled an 11 again, so that's a 10. Huh.
Okay, yeah, that you're all very successful tonight. So you do it. If they responded with compassion or respect,
responded to my vulnerability. Okay.
Yeah. And in like she responded well, I think. So you got a 10, so you get to choose 2 from the list. The list being gain camaraderie with them. They must promise you something. You lower your weary by 1. Ask them, what is your character thinking right now? Which I guess it's what would this NPC be thinking right now? Or you can take +1 forward. +1 forward is next time you do open up to someone, you get a +1.
Yeah, I'll lower my weary by 1. I think this is very. I'm also kind of like, oh, this is really nice, unexpected, and I think I will gain 1 camaraderie with her.
Okay.
With Fela. Yeah, makes sense.
So write that on your sheet. You have 1 camaraderie with Fela. I never spell camaraderie correctly. It always takes me like 3 tries. It's not spelled how you think it should be.
Cool. I will also cross out my shield since I no longer have that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. We are going to go back to the barracks. We have Raimi trying to console Rumo. Rumo doesn't seem to be kind of going with it. And Rivka's just getting undressed.
Honestly, at this point, I'm probably asleep.
Okay.
Seems better. Yeah, we're gone for 10 days. I'm tired. This is the first time we've had a bed in a long time.
Yep. Rivka's snoring the Z's. I don't know. Do you snore?
Probably, yes. But it's like that kind of like also weird one eye open sort of thing, which is hard to do because I only have one eye. But it's like the occasional like, okay, everybody's okay. Okay.
A roving eye as you sleep. It's a very light slumber.
Very.
Yeah. Okay. So Raimi and Rumo, that leaves the two of you. You have just had that conversation. What's going on?
Around like what time of day was it when we got there?
Mess hall will be called in at this point. I'm gonna say maybe half an hour. So it's early evening.
Okay. After kind of the moment happens, Remy kind of just looks at Ramon as Rivka's clearly falling asleep. I am thinking of walking the fort to get familiar with the layout. Would you like to join me until mess, or would you like to stay or do something else?
It would be nice to learn the Pride's land. If I so happen to be casually walking in the same direction that you are walking, so may we wander.
Okay, as the MC, I'm going to kind of break in here and ask you a question, Jess.
Okay.
How is what's Rumo's thought process here?
Rumo doesn't know what to make of Remy and is can't tell if wants to like Remy as a friend or wants to keep enemies closer, because it just seems a little off. Just seems a little off.
Okay.
So we're in neutral territory, and but Remy is interesting.
Okay. And why is that? What about Remy do you not trust?
Remy seems to have always had the right words so quickly. And it's different than the sort of charm that Rumo is used to. So they can't tell if he is a good socializer or a good socializer.
Oh, so you think that Remy possibly might be trying to manipulate things?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And where does this mistrust stem from in Rumo? Not with what Remy's doing. What has happened to Rumo to make them distrust people and think that they might be a manipulator? We're getting deep in here.
Oh, I got chills. Rumo once had a lover who had very similar mannerisms and speaking patterns and socializing flavor and words to Remy. And yeah, there might be some heartbreak in there.
Now, was this lover an actual manipulator? Or does Rumo look back at this lover because of their hurt feelings as a manipulator?
Since the shadow has fallen on our lands, Rumo struggles to reflect with any sort of trust in their own memories. So memories of this lover, they can't really pick apart whether it was a sign of should Rumo have noticed precursors? Is this from Shadow, or is this from just a bad person's perspective?
Okay. Can I what gender was this lover?
We will go with a woman.
Okay. And did she fall to the shadow? Or did she fall or did she break up with you? Like, what's the story with that?
We did not end amicably, but we ended before the shadow was well known. So I do not know of her status.
Okay. Haha, ammunition for me.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a lover for Rumo out in the wild. What was their name?
Let's see. I would like I'm trying to think of ship names and I shouldn't go that far. Leto?
Leto. Leto or
Lito.
okay. We have Leto. Okay. So the two of you then. So I was digging deep. Just nosy. And B, I wanted to see if I could call you out on something, but I'm not going to. There's no shadow resistance here. This is just a wounded person guarding themselves.
It probably doesn't help that Remy has just a very kind of professionally no nonsense way about her that it can be hard to read what she's doing. So I get that. I feel you.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna stroll down this hallway with my hands behind my back.
We're gonna walk in the same direction together, but are they going the same way? We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't. You're in the vicinity of each other.
Exactly.
You're moving around in the same direction.
Yeah.
It's like a tango.
So you go for this awkward stroll around Fort Pride. Hadia, you are tattooing yourself with the name. How long does that take?
Not very long, because henna is sort of a thing where you basically paint it on and it dyes your skin a little. So it's more just how much effort she puts into her like penmanship. So I think by the time they come out, she's done with that part and is
Okay.
just sharpening her spear tip and just thinking to herself.
Okay. And as all this is going, half an hour has passed, and there is a big like gong sound that reverberates throughout. And it is it is time for what color was that you just held up, Tizo? Green. Okay. Green. And it reverberates throughout the fort, and dinner is ready for all except for those who are stuck on watch, and they will get theirs later. And it's clear where the mess is, even if you have not gone on your little tour, because all of the soldiers are headed that way. Do y'all go?
I go. I mean, I think maybe I'll wait to see if I can go in with Hazia. If you're like walking up, I'll like wait, looking like I'm not waiting, and then I'll like start walking with you.
I think if you're doing that, you catch Hadia as they approach the mess hall and see the number of people, just pull out two little earplugs from their pocket and put them in.
I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's so smart. And then I keep walking together. Like we're walking there together, not that we're walking there in the same pattern and happen to be in the same space.
I think Remy and Ruma, you tell me if you agree, they walk up definitely with the most awkward air about them. To head,
100%.
yeah, to join you for
Mhm.
Okay, Rivka, you are sleeping. There is a gong that goes off, and someone throws a balled up sock at you, your sleeping figure. Hey, you want to eat? It's ready.
Get out! The noise. I'll never get used to that here. I'm ready. And I'll go ahead